How long do we have until the Mahdi arrives, given that the majority of the signs have occurred? Appreciate your super chat, brother. We will see. I mean, I can't give an exact timeline, and that's not the way that this works. The majority of the minor signs of the hour have been completed many years ago. So we are now waiting for the major signs. And the first of the major signs is the Mahdi, Imam Mahdi. So when that happens, inshallah, there will be obligations that we have. We have the obligation to follow him. But the question that we should be asking ourselves, are we even ready to follow the Mahdi? Are we even ready to follow a leader? That's the question that Muslims should be asking themselves. I don't see that kind of unity, or not unity, but good followership. Good followership, I don't see it. Good, like, how about we implement the kind of followership that will be needed when the Mahdi comes, inshallah? How about we embody that and we practice that now? Instead, we have constant fragmentation. No group is too small to be fragmented, to not be fragmented further. You have Salafis who will not work with Ash'aris and vice versa. Why? I don't know. I don't know. And when I propose it, I'm canceled. I'm ostracized. I'm saying that, look, Sunnis, we're Sunnis who we care about the Quran and Sunnah and the Salaf, and we care about the tradition of Islam. And yeah, there are differences, and I have my own views on who is correct on what. But that doesn't prevent us from having a conference together, to have a conference where we talk about the dangers of liberalism, and we talk about the dangers of Zionism, and we talk about strategizing. Sunnis only here at a conference. Can we do that? No, Daniel. No, we can't. What's your aqidah? What's your let me quiz you and grill you on what your aqidah is, and let me try to embarrass you in front of our entire conference. Like, yeah, that's how we have to advance the dawah. That's really serving the interests of the ummah. Like, look at the retardation. Look how stupid. So yeah, have your little group. Have your little group. You're on the right manhaj. I'm sure you are. And same on the other side. The same on the other side. Okay, unfortunately. Forget about Shia. Forget about, like, oh, in order to prevent this disaster and this continued genocide that we see in 4K, instead of worrying about that, I don't know what to tell you. So how are we going to follow the Mahdi? How are we going to follow the Mahdi when you can't even have the wherewithal? Like, do you think it's going to be, like, things are already so clear, like the right path is so clear, like, why the whole point of the Mahdi, like what makes the Mahdi so clear that you follow him, is the enemy is so clear, the opposition is so clear, the danger is so clear, and here is an imam, and there will be signs and indications, but the signs and indications can always be rejected. You can always bring doubts, and you can always bring questions. Like, what exactly does he think about istawa ala al-arsh? I won't follow him until I know exactly what Imam Mahdi thinks about that. I will not follow him until I know exactly what he thinks about raising the hands in salah. Why won't those questions arise? Like, I won't be convinced that he is the Mahdi unless I understand exactly what he says on A, B, C, D issue. If he disagrees with me, he's not the Mahdi. Do you think that's not going to be the response? Do you not understand that that's going to be the response of a large majority? Whoever said, like, that the Imam Mahdi will come and then the whole ummah will unite behind him? Whoever said that? That's not the hadith don't say that. The hadith say he's going to be opposed. He's going to have to go to war. That's what the hadith say. So why are you asking? And I'm not trying to, shout at you, brother. I'm saying the general you. Why are you asking when is the Mahdi come when you're not ready to follow the Mahdi? You're not ready. Because the situation that when the context in which the Mahdi arrives and is revealed We're in that context and situation now. We're in that situation now, and it's constant infighting, argument, and a disillusion or lack of recognition of the clear and present danger, the clear and present problem, enemy. We're getting questions here on the super chat. Who's the bigger enemy, Shia or Israel or Zionism? Yeah, that's going to be the same kind of conversation. Well, who's really, who's the real biggest enemy? It seems like this so-called Mahdi is causing fitna. And he's wrong on these issues. And don't you think that the enemies of the Mahdi are going to put up all of these same arguments? Don't you think they're going to put up the same kinds of arguments to dissuade the Ummah from following him? To convince the Ummah that actually this is an extremist. This is a person who has the wrong aqidah. This person is not on the correct manhaj. This person, I'm a Muslim, but this so-called Mahdi, he doesn't have the right position on this. I'm sorry. I can't work with him. I can't follow so-called Mahdi. The real Mahdi is still, he's going to come later. You don't think that that's going to be the debate? That's going to be the conversation? Ask yourself if you have what it takes to follow the Mahdi. Are you going to be chosen to follow the Mahdi? That's only a select group. That's not for everyone. That's not guaranteed to me or you or to any Muslim that, oh yeah, the Mahdi is going to come and you're going to have the wherewithal and the insight and the understanding to recognize him as the Mahdi and then to follow him. That's not guaranteed. Allah has to choose you to follow his Imam. What are you doing to be chosen by Allah to follow the Mahdi? The test is right now. The test is today. The people who follow him, the Muslims that follow him, are a small minority. A small minority, the creme de la creme. Am I part of that creme de la creme? Are you? That's what we should be asking ourselves. That's the test. That's the question. So worry about that.